Welcome, everybody. We've got a great topic for you today. AI, real estate, combining both, being able to be found on Google, on ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, everywhere. It's not an option anymore. I remember, Jeremiah, because you and I have been in this for a while. I remember back in the day when blogs mattered. Do you remember that?
Yeah, dude, super remember the blogs.
And
Active
then
Rain for
they
the win.
didn't. Oh, I remember Active Rain.
Yeah.
And then they didn't that much. And now, dude, are we back to square one with a twist?
Like most things in life, Tristan, what was old is once again new.
Dude, that is a really good title for a future topic on this, okay?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Young, remember that one because that's actually really good.
You're
All right,
welcome.
where do you want to start with this, buddy?
Full licensing rights.
Yeah, that's done.
So I'll just kind of set the table here is for the last 10 years of my career, I've spent a bunch of time at scale companies working on how do we get more consumers to pay attention to real estate brokers in their local market. Okay. And that started at Keller Williams, then Loan Depot, then Movoto. And, Movoto, we had at the peak, like 15 million uniques a month entirely off of organic SEO. So,
damn,
non-trivial amount of traffic. And I learned a lot about like good and bad SEO. And the reality is a lot like lead generation, SEO is about the fundamentals. And I think people, I'm anxious for there to be a common way of talking about like AI SEO, because I hear it called GEO and AIEO, and I'm like farmer in the Dell.
It's a mess, buddy. It's a mess.
Yeah, I'm gonna just call it.
We're early on. We're Web 1.0.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it AEIOU. I don't know what this stands for, but
that's Old McDonald's AI, by the way. Old McDonald's
AI. That's right. Old McDonald had a cow. Anywho, this is, I think, and you can like rubber stamp this on the front of this interview. I think this is the biggest opportunity that people in our industry will have in front of them this decade, meaning like until maybe after 2030. And it's because you're getting a mulligan on ranking on Google. Like if you were around in 2005, 4, 1, probably 2001, 2002, you had this really cool opportunity to be early at buying Google AdWords and to figure out how do you rank on Google and like how do you create content, et cetera. And like if you're joining the industry 2 years ago, you missed the window. Nobody cares anymore. But all of a sudden, it's like you got a hard reboot because 30% of search is moving off of Google into AI search. And the AI search engines like haven't gotten Google level algorithmically sophisticated yet in terms of how they rank and sort people.
That's true.
And so you've got an opportunity where you can, I hate using the word hack, but you can kind of hack these things where you can start to rank really, really fast. And there's a pretty simple playbook agents can run to get ranked quickly.
Well, let's hear it, man. We love hacks.
Oh, wait, I thought you were sharing the playbook.
No, I have one, but it's not as good as yours, probably.
I don't know. Yeah. Look, I'm a common sense guy, Tristan. You know this. Like, you got to just you got to take the machine apart and figure out how it works, and then that tells you what you need to put back together. So let's think about this for a minute. What is generative AI doing? What generative AI is doing is they have AI bots that they crawl the entire internet, and they use the same robots files that like the SEO and meta tag robots files use. And they look for consistency. And so when ChatGPT et al. Are putting out, what they call inference, it's the responses of the large language models to people's inputs. They're looking at a set of parameters. They're looking at the context that the user gave it. And then they're just doing some quick math that basically says, based on what this person is asking me and the data that I have access to, what is the most likely right answer to give? So some things that you can do as an agent is you can make sure that the stuff you have out in the world already is consistent. Because if on one place my name is Tristan A, and on another it's Tristan Ahumada, and on another it's just like the T-Man, you're not giving the machine the consistency that it's looking for. So step one is like clean up your mess. And Tristan, I'm sure you've heard of a NAP audit, name, address, phone. Like, this is just like set yourself up for success. This is very fundamental, which I feel like even if AI was not the topic here, you should have the same headshot, the same slogan, the same name, and the same license number on all the search portals, on all your social media, on all your blog sites.
Yeah.
That's pretty easy, right? And so step one is go sign up for BrokerBot, OpenAI, ChatGPT, Claude Cowork, Perplexity, one of them, and do what is called a name, address, phone audit. And if you go to the machine and you say, hey, machine, I'm a real estate agent in Tucson, Arizona. My name is Jeremiah Taylor. The phone number I prefer to use for business is this. My core website is that, and this is my email. I want you to write a prompt that will run a robust name, address, phone audit on the internet and show me where my opportunities are to create more consistency in my online profile to improve my ranking in search engines. Will you help me with that? What will happen is whatever machine you're using will kick back a prompt that will say like, okay, here's the plan I'm going to run, You can kind of read through it. And then you just say like, go do it. Now, the key is if you're on chat or you're on Perplexity or you're on Claude, that you want to make sure you use deep research mode so that it actually live will go crawl the web. Because when you're using these products, right, and you type something in and it's like, hey, who won the Preakness yesterday? And it goes, and it just answers. It is not crawling the web. It is using model citations, which most of that stuff is like 6 or 8 months old. So you want to make sure you're on a paid version and you're using some sort of deep research. If you're in BrokerBot, it just works this way. You don't need to worry about it. It'll go live read the websites and it'll give you the playbook. So once it gives you the playbook, like I'm pretty good at this stuff and I had stuff mismatched. Okay. It's just the reality of how it works. Realtor.com, some of the others, they use call track phone numbers for your phone number. There's nothing you can do about it that your phone number is going to be wrong.
You know, I would add a hack to this, man, because I love BrokerBot. When I explain BrokerBot to somebody who knows a little bit about AI, I'm like, you heard of Perplexity? And they're like, yeah, we love Perplexity, right? I'm like, well, BrokerBot is a Perplexity for real estate, right? Because you guys touch everything, dude. And then I say, do exactly what everyone, do exactly what Jeremiah just said. Say, hey, this is the phone number. This is the name. This is the email. This is the address, right? All that. These are the right ones. Now, do me a favor. Go find them out there and tell me what sites I need to fix it. Here's the hack. I would open up Comet and the Comet browser, everyone's Perplexity's Comet browser, and then go to the section on the top right-hand side, says Assistant.
Yep.
And then in the Assistant, say, hey, take over my screen. And all of these sites that BrokerBot told me that it's incorrect. You see the correct phone, name, email, address. Make sure all of these get changed with that. And Comet's going to start opening up everything on your screen. It's going to ask for username or password if it's not in there. But that's all you have to add, and it'll change everything. You won't need to worry about it. Just stay on screen to help it by clicking the right button.
So we're working pretty closely with some of these companies. Zillow specifically is actively blocking agents from making changes. So here's what I'm going to tell you is even though you like, I love your advice. Like people should do that. Whether it's Cowork, Perplexity Computer, Comment, doesn't matter. You should do what Tristan said. Do not take the machine's word for it. Like, because it's a lot of times they'll tell you, oh, I've updated it. And then you go, look, like,
so true.
Why isn't it updated? So like, make sure you double check its work because it will tell you it updated it and then it won't update it. And a lot, like you all, we're in the golden age of this stuff right now. 6 months from now, Follow Up Boss, Zillow, Dotloop, SkySlope, all these companies are going to block these bots.
Oh yeah.
And it's the Claude Cowork and these others aren't going to work anymore. And you're going to have to go through like an actual authenticated integration provider like us. So take advantage of it while you can right now, because it's the Wild West. But the Wild West, as we know, does not last forever. So number one, create consistency. Little nugget. Tristan, what was the most cited source in ChatGPT in 2025?
The most cited source in 2020. I'm going to have to go with Reddit.
Dude, you nailed it. It was Reddit.
Okay,
Subreddit. Year to date 2026. Do you know what it is?
Year to date 2026. Oh shit. I would say I don't know, but I'm gonna guess. Okay.
Yes.
Google.
Yeah.
That's
if
big.
If we were on Wheel of Fortune, you would be wrong because they're really accurate. If you're on Jeopardy, you'd be right because it's YouTube.
Oh damn, bro! I was wrong. I was not thinking YouTube. I was thinking general Google. That's cool.
So YouTube is the single most cited source of citations. Now, when I say citations, for those of you that don't speak full nerd, citations are when the generative machine gives you an answer and below it has the little bubbles that show you like the data it's referencing to formulate its answer. Those are citations. That's where it's telling you where it's getting its data from. So we watch that really closely so that we can understand that. So here's what that tells me. Does my YouTube channel have my name, address, phone? Does it all match? Does every single YouTube video that I post have the same canonicalization where it's talking about who I am, my name, my address, right? Like today, these things, I don't know, Tristan, this might be spicy. AI is dumb, y'all.
It is.
These agents are really, really dumb. They're doing a very simple statistical simulation based on like semantics.
Can I add one thing to that?
Yeah.
Not only is it dumb, but the other sites it's going to grab information is also, for the most part, dumb. They're not getting blocked. So Jeremiah is right. You've got a window here, and some windows are already closing. But for now, like dumb and dumber, and it's going to narrow.
Yeah. And they'll get better. I mean, that's the reality is there's so much capital chasing this problem. It's going to get better. But for today, you can kind of hack it. So back in the day, we used to write blogs, right? And you would keyword stuff the blog, but you'd have this really nice, concise blog article, and then on a white background, and then in white text on a white background, you would like keyword stuff 1,000 keywords over and over in there, and then have your robots file index it so that like what the user read looked right, but you were trying to tell the machine something different. And for a long time, you could get mega ranked in Google by that. Well, and then over time, Google caught on, and then now they penalize you when you do that. And so this is not one and done. You have to like pay attention and stay on top of this. But right now you can, simple frequency kind of wins. The second thing at the top level is like play a winnable game. So what I mean by that is if I want to be the #1 real estate agent in Los Angeles County, I'm going to be competing with a lot of people that have a lot of money, creating a lot of content, buying a lot of ads. If I want to be the go-to real estate agent for Covenant Hills luxury properties, I got a shot at winning that.
That's true.
And right, it's all about focus and frequency. And so that's the thing I'm going to encourage you all to really think about. It's like every agent, when they try to win at SEO, what they do is they go out and they're like, oh, I'm the Tucson's best real estate agent or Los Angeles best real estate agent. And you're very unlikely to win that because you're playing too broad of a game. So you need to look at your market and say, like, if you're trying to buy a house in one of these school districts, I'm your dude. Or if you're trying to buy a house in this neighborhood, I'm your dude. And if you go really deep on the content in a neighborhood, you can win. And when you win one, you can win a second one, right? And so start by playing a winnable game. If you guys have never used like Google's keyword tool, there's a bunch of new tools that have popped up that help you index, or I should say not index, but understand generative search queries. And so like, how do you learn about those? You just go type it in, go to Perplexity, go to chat. Hey, I'm a real estate agent. I want to figure out like what my niche should be in my local market. I generally kind of serve these areas. Can you point me in the right direction so that I can see and understand the keyword traffic around these areas and what I should be optimizing for to get the most eyeballs on the content that I create? And then once you figure that out, you're going to create video around that. You're going to create social around that. You're going to make sure that all of your like websites are tuned to that same thing. I feel like this is really common sense. But maybe
it's common sense, but it's not as common as you think. First, we have to be thinking there for it to be common sense, right? The challenge is like, well, how do we show up consistently? What does that mean? And how do we use YouTube on top of this, right? So if we're looking to start, how would we use BrokerBot to be able to, number one, create the consistent niched down content, written.
Yeah.
And then number two, how do we take the written one and then take advantage of YouTube being now ChatGPT's number one source?
Yeah. So it depends on how deep you want to go on this, right?
I want to go. Everyone here is going to learn something. Go.
Okay. So here's how I do social for us at BrokerBot, which by the way, in the month of April, I'm not a social media guy. Tristan, by the way, like, you know me enough to know I'm pretty introverted. Like, you get me in a one-on-one and I'm fine, but like, I don't like strangers much. They like have puppies and want to give me candy, and it's just weird. Anyways, for the first time ever in the month of April, our team broke 1 million organic social impressions. So we had 1.262 million organic social impressions in the month of April 2026.
That's awesome.
How do we do that? And we, by the way, zero ad spend budget.
That's the best way.
Yeah. So what we did is we built our own internal AI agent on our technology. And every week we give it all of my meetings. So every conversation I have, every meeting I do, every software demo, everything gets recorded in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And it's all in Google Meets. So what we did is we gave all that and we said, hey, I want you to go read through all this. And then I want you to go to my social media sites and I want you to like see how we've posted historically. And I want you to look at everything I'm pitching live and look at our past posts. And I want you to write a content calendar for the next week that just maximizes what we should do across all these channels. And so it goes, it reads, listens to my meetings, goes out, creates a calendar. We're posting today, we're about 25 times a day across all the different channels. And then we say, great, now that you have those, I want you to like proof the content to me. And then once I say, okay, I want you to then create the visuals. So it's giving me content. I'm signing off on content. It's now doing visuals. And there's a reinforcement learning loop in there that now I'm editing the visuals and saying, I don't like it like this. I like it like that. Use this format here, use that format there. We're about 7.5 weeks into this experiment.
Mm-hmm.
And we've gotten it now down to where we can do everything that we do on social in like 3 hours a week. And we're generating 1 million views. It's crazy.
I love that, man. And any of that gets turned into, are they graphics first and then edited videos, or how does it work?
So the way we do videos, we actually use Riverside for our videos. I know most people use Riverside for like podcast recording, but they have really, really cool like ability to turn it into like reels and little social clips for you using AI. And so what we do is we just go through, I record all these meetings, we throw them all up into Riverside. It finds all the little sound bites for social, and then it just cues them right into this same posting calendar. And it's just insanely powerful how this stuff works. Now we're having to use like 5 different tools and stitching it all together to make this work. But that's life. Like that's where we are.
What channel right now are you guys growing in the most or getting the most views on?
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn?
Yeah.
I'm going to follow. Is it BrokerBot or is it yours personally?
So everything goes on BrokerBot, and then I retweet it myself.
Got it. Broker. Let me go to it. I am following you, and I think I'm following BrokerBot, but let me check. I'm going to go on right now.
Yeah.
Take a look.
So what do you think about that? I'm going to just shift gears, right? Because I'm mostly a software vendor to the real estate industry. I'm not a full-time practicing real estate agent or broker.
Yeah. I think I would add one more thing to it, and I would take a look. First off, you're doing awesome. Okay. The thing I would layer in would be knowing that real estate agents are now gravitating more towards Instagram. I would layer in, and by the way, carousel graphic static pictures, graphics are outperforming everything else on Instagram. So like our session right here, transcript, put it into your project on Cowork or wherever you have it. Now it gives you 8 different slides. Boom, Jeremiah, BrokerBot. And now you have specifically for Instagram, I'm scrolling through. Now all of a sudden, like every day you have a carousel ad on Instagram that's organic. That's how I would kill it on Instagram.
I love it. So let's talk about content, because I think this is the number one place that real estate agents get hung up. I was blessed with this, like, you stick a camera in my face and I'll talk to it and I don't care what anybody thinks about it. There's some people that like have this opposite thing, which is like caring what other people think. And a lot of time that stalls them out. So the kryptonite to caring what other people think is action. And if I was a real estate agent, and I live in Tucson, Arizona, right? And maybe I should just do this as like an experiment to prove that it's real. And I wanted to just take over and be like the digital mayor of the Catalina foothills, which is like the, like, not everybody knows. Tristan lives in Malibu. He lives in like a $30 million house. He's the richest guy I know by a lot. And if you were in the Tucson version of Malibu, that's called the Catalina foothills.
Nice.
And our houses are like, $350,000, buys you a mansion here, basically.
Wow.
I'm joking. That's not 100% true.
I'm joking, but I know.
Like the last 30 seconds of what I said was all not true. Except that Tristan is ultra wealthy and working, and I'm jealous. But anyways, if I want to go do that, what I would do is I would go to every local business owner, and I'll give you an example. They just opened a new urgent care that was a former ER doctor here in town, and she just opened an urgent care in the strip center up the street. And I would just go in and be like, "Hey, I saw you open this. This is amazing. Can I possibly interview you for my social media? I have a lot of people that follow me because I sell a lot of houses here in the area. And can we just do like a quick kind of story on your business and what you're doing? And I want to help you get the word out." They will say yes. By the way, if your following gets big enough, they will pay you to do this. Yeah. And I would just go be the digital mayor, meet every local business owner. Hey, I want to do some content with you. Let's talk about what it's like to run this business here. What makes it special? How long have you been here? Tell me the stories, and just do interviews. Then you don't even have to be on camera like you could be, but it's about them. And then you're just creating the content. That's where I would be spending my time right now if I'm an agent. I think you have to do some outbound prospecting because that's going to give you immediate business to do things. But I would be spending at least half my time just cranking out content, and that my content would all be like real people and hyper local.
And the content, tell me what it would be a mix of in your head. What does the written look like? And what is the short, long video? What is this? Give it to me.
I'm not smart enough to know, Tristan.
No, yeah, you are. I want to know. See, here's where your strength is, what people need to listen to, right? Specifically, you understand how AI is working and where it's at right now with our opportunities. So using AI, how would you use it to create the content that's still relevant on a local level, written and video? What does that look like?
I would literally just ask AI.
All right, let me go to BrokerBot.
Yeah. Yeah, I would go to one of these things. I'd say like, here's what I'm trying to do. What's the optimal mix? Um, just the world has changed so much now that you can do like, I remember back in the day when it used to take hot minute to do one of these videos. Like now I can record one interview and turn it into 100 pieces of content in like
I
20
know.
minutes.
Yeah. And it's getting better and better. I remember when Opus Clip came out, it sucked.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, wait, dude, that was a fat wow. It could do
Yeah.
something good. Stephanie's got a great question. What's up, Stephanie? Do you think the team leader should be the one to do those videos, or could someone else on the team do it? Just wondering if it has the same effect.
You know, I think it's all about who's going to do it the most consistently. If I was running a real estate team today, I would be the one cranking those videos. And part of the value prop of being on my team is I would include you in them. But if I'm the team leader, like I'm the one recruiting.
Yep. Yep. I agree with you. Jeremiah's right. Listen, you're the face of this. Your team members, they may not be with you 5 years, 6, 7, 8, 9 years from now, but you'll still be there. That content will still show up, especially on long form YouTube and written, especially if it's like Jeremiah said, super local. That means those tracks, that park, that restaurant may still be there too, and people are searching. So great question, Amanda. I'm sorry,
And,
Stephanie. That falls on you.
and you know what, Tristan, is really funny is at some point you're going to call that ER doctor that just started the urgent care and you're going to offer to do this and you're going to sit down with them. And at the end of the interview, they're going to go, hey, you know what? One of my employees is looking to buy a house. Can you help him? It's all just lead gen.
That's so funny and so true. That's it. All right, another question. Amanda, what's up, Amanda? What are your thoughts about posting AI-generated content to social media to boost engagement, to supplement our organic content? Great question.
What I'm seeing today is that the algorithms, if you will, are starting to like value actual people content, not AI generated content, more than anything else. But at the end of the day, like Facebook, Meta, they're going to show whatever gets people is sticky and gets people to watch. That's their business. So I don't know. I don't know that AI generated content is going to help you from like an AEIOU perspective, but
I'm going to start using that, dude. That's hilarious.
I'm going to infect you with the farmer in the Dell.
That is very funny.
But where I do think, like, my friend Matt owns a company called Rejig. Have you had Rejig on here, Tristan?
Dude, they're one of our sponsors, man. They're very, very mixed with us.
Good. They're so good that I can freely plug them then. So like, I love the idea of what he did, right? In fact, Tristan, this is my formal application to be the chief marketing officer of Rejig because I had a t-shirt made that says, hate dancing on TikTok, but love leads, rejig.ai. Because that's their whole business. Like,
yeah, that's so true.
It's really good. And I don't know, Amanda, I'm kind of a +1 on AI generated content, dude, but also like you
gotta mix it. You gotta mix it. Yeah. Listen, Amanda, I think you're on the right track asking that question. Number one, you do have to mix it with what you're doing. What's going to happen in the near future, though, is because of all of this AI generated content, you're also going to have the ability to create your own mascot. Think of Tony the Tiger when we were growing up, all of these mascots on cereal boxes. All these companies eventually can and will create an AI version of a mascot, and then that's going to show up consistently. It's going to be promoting that product, that company. And then if it's good enough, then people will be like, where's Joe the leprechaun, right? For BrokerBot. I love it, right? How come he's not pushing it? We don't want to see Tristan and Jeremiah, right? So yeah, that's right. I love that. One more question. Christopher's got a koala. I love koalas. Kelly, what's up, Kelly? How do you feel about using AI generated content for our social media content? We answered that one with Amanda. Great question, Kelly. Again, good thinking. We're both in agreement. You got a +2 on that one. I like that. All right. In closing, Jeremiah, anything you want to add as the questions started rolling in?
The consistency wins over everything else, but nothing beats authenticity. And I think that my quiet hunch about everything related to AI is that AI will be the renaissance of people skills, will lead us to the renaissance of people skills. And then ultimately knowing how to communicate and work with people is the thing that will set you apart. Being the digital and in-person mayor of your local area, you win. But AI should make you 3 to 5x more productive than you were a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're not, you are competing with people who are. So go figure it out.
I like that. Good ending. Good ending. Christopher, is there any issue with AI content being flagged? No, as long as you mark it as AI created, you have no problem. There's a little button when it goes out on all the platforms now that it says this is AI. In fact, when we click it, because we click it often, it performs really well. You just have to disclose it. That's all. Disclose, disclose, disclose.
I love it.
Jeremiah, that was awesome, buddy. Great, great topic, man.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Parting thought, make sure your AI is not doing licensed stuff. It is still your license. Remember that. Guard it carefully. And especially if you're in Tristan State, California, they have new regs about this.
Dude.
Shameless plug for BrokerBot on the back of that. We are the only enterprise grade, zero data retention, compliance aware AI assistant. If you haven't seen what we're doing, check it out. Start a free trial. Our team would be happy to show it to you, but we are building our way towards a best-in-class assistant. We just finished our integration with Follow Up Boss. Team's working on SkySlope, Bold Trail, Commissions Inc., Google Drive, and a bunch of really cool new stuff. So if you haven't seen it in a minute, please come check it out. And Tristan, as always, thanks for having me.
Dude, I'm on this all the time. I love BrokerBot. The very moment you showed it to me, I'm like, where do I sign? You guys were so early on. I was like, nobody's executed on it. Lots of people are thinking about it. You guys were the first to go to market on this in a beautiful way. BrokerBot, scan that QR code, everybody. If you can't get to it with the QR code, just type in BrokerBot. You'll find it. What else do we got? Is this recorded? Jamie, this is recorded. It's living right now on our YouTube channel, the Lab Code Agents YouTube channel. So you can go there and watch it. What about Lofty? Does Lofty work with BrokerBot? Jeremiah, if you want to answer that one.
Yeah, I just met with those guys last week. We're working on an integration so that you can use Lofty from right inside of BrokerBot.
Even better. Dude, thank you so much. Everybody, great questions, great engagement. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks, Jeremiah.
Rock and roll.
Keep making this amazing.